Hello, all the people. I'm like so confused about what day it is. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday afternoon, evening. Is it evening? Yes, it's evening. It's 6:30 in the evening on a Tuesday. And here I am on a live. Not pre-announced, but I was thinking about something and I thought I'm just going to pop on and talk about it because it's something that happened to me today, this afternoon, that I did. I put myself out there, or I attempted to put myself out there, and I didn't make it happen. So I wanted to tell you what I did. So I watched this, my church does this business program, networking event once a month on a Tuesday. It is, and they've been broadcasting it online. It's about leadership. And the pastor taught this leadership session this morning, and he talked about this networking luncheon where he's going to have, and it was at the CESO building on the third floor. They serve pizza, and he's going to give this talk, and people come out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I've been going to do it for a long time. I watch it online and then I don't show up in person. It's not really a networking event if you just watch it online and you don't talk to any people. But it's a lot more comfortable to sit in your PJs and watch it online and not have to interact with anyone. But you're not meeting the need, you're not meeting the goal of meeting new people and getting out there and interacting with different people if you sit home in your PJs and you watch it. So I'm like, I'm going to the luncheon. I got up, I got dressed, I put makeup on, I fixed my hair, I got the address, and I went in plenty of time. I drove over there. It was really close, over at Austin Landing. I drove over there. I couldn't freaking find it. It wasn't at, I could not find it. It wasn't at the address. I don't like to be late. So I was early enough to be there 10 minutes early. I drove around for like 20 minutes. And then once I was 10 minutes late, I'm like, yeah, I'm not showing up 10 minutes late to something I've never been to before. And the immediate thoughts that went through my head were, you should have just stayed home. What'd you even bother for? You're not going to know any of those people. You don't really need to network with those people. They probably are different kinds of business than you. It's not going to do you any good. You're not going to make any new friends. Just don't even bother. Just go home and don't ever try again. That's the thoughts that went through my head initially. And I thought more about it, and I'm like, you know what? I am going to find that. Next time, I'm going to find it before the day of, and I'm going to show up. And I'm going to show up early, and I'm going to put myself out there and meet new people. I wonder if you're doing that. Like, give me a thumbs up if you're getting out there to events in the community. Maybe you volunteer somewhere. Maybe you go on a play date. If you're a young mom or a mom of young kids, maybe you go on a play date. Maybe you go to the library events. You know, what are you doing? Toastmasters? That's another thing that I do. And that was really hard the first couple of times that I went, but it's getting easier and easier. But let me tell you something, that was really hard for me today to go out there, and I'm like, I got my big black eye and my eyes still don't look right, but I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. It is what it is, and I'm going to get out there. I'm going to put myself out there, and God blesses the direction we're going, so I'm going to do it. And I didn't get there. I tried, but it didn't happen. And so I'm not going to let that discouragement get me down. I'm just going to put it on my calendar, and I'm going to find out where that place was. Like, I think it might have been in this one building, but it didn't say that name on the building. So it might have been in that one building, because it seemed like there was only 2 buildings in that area that had 3 floors. And I just thought, well, I'm going to find it. So I'm going to find it. I'm going to go. If anybody in the area wants to go with me, it's a once a month. Provoke is the leadership meeting at the church, and then I don't know what this was, some kind of training that the pastor was doing. This is the first time I heard of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going, I'm doing it, I'm putting myself out there. I'm meeting new people, but I didn't meet anybody. I just sat in my car, I drove around, and then my daughter texted me, bring me some food, so I stopped at Panera and brought us both food home. And there you go, all dressed up with nowhere to go. But hey, I still got some work done. How many of you have done something similar to that? Have you gone somewhere and can't find it? Like, do you show up late? Do you just do it anyway? I don't know. I don't like to show up late. So I was thinking of that and thinking about the things that get in our way when we go to interact with people and when we go to meet people and do things together with them. Or maybe, like, for instance, I also wanted to talk about this AFT training thing. Like, you saw me put that post in the group maybe and wondered, I asked how many other people have already started doing this or jumped on the bandwagon, or however I worded it, done this training. And I know that several of you have, and several of you that I know well, and I highly respect your opinions, and you love the training. And you love the technique. And so I'm like, I guess I need to take another look at this, because I'm going to tell you that the first time that I heard of it, I was very, very put off by the author, the way that he marketed to the Diamond Group when he first wrote the book. And I did not like him. I did not like his personality. I did not like the way he was marketing the book, and just the interactions that he did. And I was just so put off. I was turned off by it, and I'm like, forget it. I'm not doing it. I can use CARE's emotional release, and that works fine for me. I can use a feelings kit. That's enough. But I have to rethink that, because so many of you really love that technique and are finding great results with the technique. So I have to go, okay, now what was it in him? Was I seeing something in him that's in me that I don't like? That's quite a big possibility. Or is it just his personality I'm put off by, and can I look past that and look at the material and give it a go? So I did do one session with Dr. Deb a few weeks ago, and it's funny because I still had that attitude. She's like, come on, just do it. I'm like, I don't want to. I don't like him. I don't want to do it. She's like, just do it. Just let me do it. I need to practice. I'm like, fine. So she picked a statement, and I'm saying it, and she goes, okay, and goes through the first steps. Now you put on this oil and that oil, and then you say the statement. Now, does it feel any different? I'm like, no, it doesn't feel any different. She's like, well, try this, and does it feel any different? I'm like, no, it doesn't feel any different. She's like, well, you're just broke. I'm like, maybe I'm just broke because I don't want it to work. I don't want to do it. So I had to rethink, and then the more that we talked about it, I'm like, well, I can't really move into that statement I chose because something else has to happen first. So she goes, okay, well, why'd you just pick that one then? I said, I don't know. So we did a different one, and I definitely sensed a change, a shift in the energy. And so I'm like, well, maybe there is something to it. I do like that blend of oils, so there's that. And then Mary Catherine was asking me to do a session, and so I did a session with her on our way home from California, and it made a big impact on my energy, the way that I was feeling about that particular issue. So I'm like, you know what? I need to give this another look, because it's making big difference in a lot of my people whom I respect. And so there must be something to it. It's okay if I don't love him as his personality. I don't know him. I don't have anything in particular against him. I was just put off by his personality right up front and his marketing technique. So, and probably a lot of that is my redness, or my quickness to form an opinion without looking at all sides of the issue. So I am going to look past that, extend a little bit of, I don't guess it would be called grace. It's not extending grace. I'm going to ignore my past first impression and take a look at the book. And I do love the oil blends, and I know a lot of you guys love the technique. And like Kidder said, if you're interested in doing that training, it is not inexpensive, just like CARE is not inexpensive. I don't know if you need the technique, if you can just look at the book and read it and figure it out. I don't know, because I don't know very much about it. But it is always valuable to go to your upline first, because they've already invested in the training and they want to invest in you. And if your upline isn't doing it, then check with your downline. Because like me, I'm not doing it, And I don't really, and my upline isn't doing it. So, but lots of my downline are doing it. So I'm coming to you guys and saying I want to see how it works, how it's going, and what you think of it. And anything that's quick, anything that's easy, anything that makes a big impact on your emotions, which then makes a big impact on your body and on your spirit, and uses our oils, it's got to be worth a try, right? So there you go. Those are my thoughts this evening, early evening, and it's great to talk to you guys. And I'm getting real excited about convention, so I'll be seeing many of you very soon. Bye.